Hi everybody, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to another government scheme lecture. The scheme that we are covering today is new India literacy program. And why are we covering so? We are covering because this particular scheme was recently in news, although it's been written like Ullas Mila, right? But in a while we will understand what it's all about. So let's start off. Good morning, Shalini. Alright, so before that, there's an announcement for all the aspirants of preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all the queries that you must be having regarding the organization you want to join. For example, if you want to know more about RBI NABARD SEBI, about its role, function, hierarchical structure that exists, what will be your role once you join the organization, everything has been comprehensively covered. Along with that, all about the recruitment process. How many phases are there? What is the pattern of each phase? What is the eligibility criteria? And about the syllabus, previous year cutoff trends to let you know about the difficulty level of the examination, everything we have added. Along with that, at the end, we have given some steps that you can follow on your own if you're going for self preparation. That will definitely help up to boost up your preparation. So do not miss the opportunity. You can download these e-guidebooks which are free of cost from the link that is provided in the description box below. Alright, now let's talk about this particular scheme. What is this new India literacy program? See, it has another name also, Ullas, okay, and that is why here in the news you must have seen Ullas, and in some, even in examination, if you get this particular term Ullas instead of New India literacy program, please do not get confused, both means the same thing. Now it has a full form. It says understanding of lifelong learning for all in the society. So what this scheme it talks about? See, basically it talks about education for all. Education for all. Initially there was a term, maybe this education for all is not common for everybody, but you must all have heard of this term adult education, right? What is adult education? Basically people who could not continue their study, or maybe they never studied before because of economic conditions, or maybe they had to help with their family, so they had to leave their studies in between, right? So to provide them an opportunity so that they can study without going to regular schools, right? That is known as what? That is, initially it was known as adult education, but now the name has been switched from adult education to education for all. So everybody who is 15 years and above, and they are non-literate, they can be literated under this particular program, or the aim is to provide them education. And it has a tagline. What does the tagline means? It means jan jan. Jan means your people, citizen, okay, and sakshar means what? In English it will mean educated. So jan jan sakshar means every citizen is educated. So with this tagline, the particular program has been launched, okay, and it is the education for all. Please keep in mind, adult education have been renamed as education for all. Okay, so this particular scheme talks about that only. So what are the targets that the government has decided for themselves? Now these are the things that we have to look at. All right, so we'll start off with the basics, but the launch year. So this in 2022 only, 2 years back only, this particular scheme has been launched. And when we are talking about literacy, so definitely it comes under the Ministry of Education, but there is a specific you can say authority also that has been assigned, which will take care of the implementation. So National Literacy Mission Authority will take care of all the things that are going on under the program. Are they being properly followed or not? Okay, so now let's look at the aim. So aim we have understood ki 15 years and above non-literates will be provided education under the program, right? However, the government has also set a target. The government has decided that from the tenure, like 22-23 financial year the scheme was launched, and currently it's just for 5 years till 26-27. So government has decided that this till time period, overall 5 crore non-literates will be targeted under the scheme. They will be literated under the scheme. Okay, and what is the age group? The age group of 15 and above. Whoever will fall under the category can take the benefit of the program. Okay, talking about the financial outlay, so for 5 years you would be requiring some money, right? Because here we are talking about literacy, so you will be requiring staff to provide them education, right? You would be requiring material with the help of which the people they can get the education, right? You would be requiring a particular classroom system, right, for that, right? So all these things, for that money is required. So here the financial outlay for 5 years, overall 5 years, it has been kept your 1037.90 crore, okay, where you have central and state share. So if any scheme there the funding has been divided into center and state, we call it to be centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, so there are two type of schemes, central sector scheme and one is sponsored scheme. In sector, the particular scheme, it is 100% funded by the central government. There is no state funding that is there. However, in sponsored, there is funding between center and state. Okay? And when we say this categorization, this is also that normal scenario it is there. In sponsored, usually what happens, 60% funding is done by center government and 40% funding is done by the state government in the normal states. In your hilly regions, it's like 90:10 ratio. Means your northeast regions or the other Himalayan regions, there the center gives 90% of the funding, state pays the 10%. And because UTs directly come under the central government, so even in sponsored case for UTs, 100% funding is by the central government. So this is the general centrally sponsored scheme scenario, where there is a funding which has been divided into center and state. 700 crore will be given by the center and 337.90 will be bear by the state government. Okay? Now talking about beneficiary, we have now understanding beneficiaries are 15 and above. People who are age 15 and above, they are the beneficiaries, right? But there are some priorities also which the government have. For example, the first priority government says that the girls and the women and who belong to the backward classes or those persons with the special needs, who are divyangs, who are marginalized, those will be the people who will be focused more. It's not like that men will be ignored, right? No. But usually if you look at the normal scenario cases in the society, right, these are the deprived section that we have, right? So that is why priorities will be given to them, but it nowhere means that men will be neglected under it. Okay, next is about, now if we talk about locality wise, the first case that we have seen, the first point that we have understood, it is for the individual cases. But if you look for the region wise or locality wise, so such aspirational districts, in a state there are various districts, right? Aspirational districts are the ones which are comparatively at the lesser development end, right? So in a district, not all districts are flourished equally, right? Some have more development, some have lesser development. So these lesser development districts are known as what? Aspirational districts. So those will be focused. Apart from that, such districts where literacy rate it is less than the national or state average, such districts will be given preference. Apart from that, even in such districts where female literacy rate, because if you can see, girl and women, they need to be prioritized to be educated. And not only, right, there are various reasons why women should get the education, because they are taking care of the family, so they should be educated about the health, about how they can take care of the children, about the nutritional value. Along with that, about the financial literacy, she should be provided, right, so that she can take care of the home as well. So it's very important, right? So here the female literacy rate it is less than 60%, in such districts the focus of this program will be there, priorities will be given to them. Apart from that, all the backward areas where SC/ST or minority population is there, or such blocks which are educationally backward, or the left wing affected, where militants and all these things that we have, such areas will be taken care of. Okay, all in all, if you look at it, the backward section are targeted first. If you talk about the region wise, so aspirational districts where the literacy rate it is less than that of the average of the state, right, or maybe at the nation literacy rate, agar jahan pe female literacy it is less than 60%, the backward areas, those will be given preference, right? And if we talk about age wise, so it's being said that first of all this age will be saturated first, means people will be targeted first between the age of 15 to 35 and then followed by age 35 and above. Means even if in age criteria if some priority needs to be given, because see 15 to 35 is the time period where if you learn something that will can help you to have better livelihood opportunities, right? So that is why those will be targeted first, and then once that is saturated, means once that has been targeted in a particular area, so it's not like that in the whole country first 15 to 35 will be targeted. No, this scheme will be implemented state wise. We know state funding is also there, right? So all the state, they will be in their respective district, they will be focusing on this particular scheme in the implementation, right? Now in a particular district, first I looked for the category of 15 to 35 age. Okay, once they were saturated or they were provided with the education, then in the same district only, as a you can say implementing agency, then I will be focusing on the ages that are 35 and above. Okay, I hope you are not confused with it. talking about the components, so what will be taught under this? So we are being saying, okay, literacy will be provided under the scheme, but what sort of literacy are we talking about? The first one being the foundational literacy and numeracy, means the basic. Foundational means ekdam basic, that you can read your name, you can read number. Numeracy is related to number, right? You can read and write basic name, you can read, write, you can read the number. So like basic, the term that literate we say, that can be done, right? Then apart from that, critical life skill. Now here, what does critical life skill means? Now the education that is needed to have better livelihood, means to live in a better way. So here we are talking about, first of all, financial literacy, to let them know that how they can, save their money, how they can utilize their money, what are the different investment options they have, social security schemes that they have, that can further, they can help, it can help them, right? Then apart from financial literacy, very important in today's time is digital literacy, right? Today we are moving towards the digitalization. Everything is like 90% now we are dependent on digital objects only, right? So here this also needs to be taught to them, to the beneficiaries who come under this particular program, right? तो ये भी उनको सिखाना पड़ेगा, telling them how they can to literate them digitally. Then apart from that, having that health awareness about the family planning, right? So these are the things that are come under critical life skills, means to have a life, what are to have a better life, what are the things that needs to be considered or that should be taught, ठीक है? तो those all the things will be taught under this. The third one in vocational skill training, these are basically the skills that are being provided to them, okay? Some skills like people, they are being taught. For example, if I just give you a normal example, in a particular district of a state, women are being taught about the stitching and everything, right? Of the tailoring job or anything. So skill development means to providing them along with this numerical literacy or this foundational literacy of reading and writing. Apart from that, providing them with some skill opportunities also, which they can utilize to set up their own business, right? So vocational skill means the skills will be provided, will be incorporated into for them. And then the basic education, then basic education means at the elementary level, then what will happen step by step, like in the elementary level, what are the things that are taught? Please keep in mind, foundational literacy and numeracy is just 1 2 3 and reading and writing your name and everything. Now the actual thing that we study, the actual you can say education that we take in a primary level, in a secondary level, now all these things, then these basic information that will be provided. And definitely to then the adults, these adults who would want to have, more and more education and knowledge in the particular field. For example, I was someone who was 35 above and non-literate, but then I studied about the basic education and it developed curiosity, and I wanted to now read further, I want to study further, I want to do more and more research on this, maybe I want to go to education field. Might happen, देखो, maybe 50% might not happen. If I've not studied ever, maybe I would not want to study further, but maybe it can be that 1% case where I would want to study more, right? So in that cases, I have that option of continuing education, where I can detail, or I can say I can further study in different field, in arts, in science, in other fields also, okay? So that continuing education opportunity is also provided to the people who may not have this leverage of studying before, or acquiring education before, for n number of reasons, okay? So that continuing education has also been one of the component of the scheme. Now some of the basic things, for example, here target, we have already understood that 5 crore learners will be targeted, that 5 crore will be benefited under the scheme for this 5 years tenures, right? Now when we are saying 5 crore, so then we have then sub targets also, that it is expected, or it will be targeted that every year 1 crore people will be benefited, so that overall in 5 years 5 crore learners are targeted, okay? Now how they will be taught? So they will be taught by online method. The OTLAS has a full form, which is online teaching, learning and assessment system, okay? So basically here the government, because देखो, if I am a learner, I may be in some specific area where there might not be a physical institute that is there, right? But I want to be part of it. So for me as a learner, I have an opportunity to attend online classes. However, the person who will be teaching, for them some physical setup will be required. Now where will be that physical setup? I'll just let you know in a while, okay? But here the teachers, it can be through volunteerism also. For example, what it देखो, दो केस होंगे इसमें, दो categories of volunteers है, okay? Either the literary workers that will be part of the scheme, scheme will be funded by the government, or even the volunteer teachers also. Like if I am somebody who can teach, right, so I can volunteer to be a teacher under the program. ठीक है, तो volunteerism में चल रहा है. ठीक है, as a teach, as if I would want to teach people, I can be part of this particular scheme. ठीक है, अब कहाँ पे होगा? As a teacher, I would be requiring a setup, right? Learner can read it from anywhere. Even if you look at during COVID time, what happened in school also followed their system, that students, they followed, they had their classes from their home only, but teachers had to go to school, and teachers had to record the video or maybe go live from the school only, right? So similar thing will be followed here, that the teachers will have a setup from where they will teach. However, the students, they can take the benefit from the online platform. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे so there will should be some unit from where the teachers will be taking the classes. So government school will be the unit for implementation of the scheme. ठीक है, अब इसके अलावा, because we are saying, for every state, so it's state specific, so it's flexibility on the states and UTs if they want to modify the syllabus as per the demand of the district. For example, if I'm talking about vocational training, right, I can add up such skills classes which can resonate with the culture and the art that exists in that particular area, right? So government have the state and the UT's government have that flexibilities to add the activities under that, and definitely use of technology to impart. I will correct it, because now it's not like adult education, it's like education for all. ठीक है, so we will be adding technologies also. ठीक है, and there will be time to time there will be performance grading index also that will be checked to see that how much the development and or the progress under the program has been done. ठीक है, UDISC जो है आपकी ये this is, you can say, this is a managing agency of the Ministry of Education. So this will check like what are the developments or what is the progress under the program is, right? Apart from that, when we say use of technology, so definitely corporate social responsibility that we have, right, or the support that can be taken in the IT sector specifically, because here we are talking about online classes. ठीक है, अब कुछ basic things है. For example, how the beneficiaries, they will be identified or they can be part of the program, right? So there will be two cases. Either the government, it will go door to doors, it will do door to door surveys on a mobile app, okay, and they will conduct a survey and they will identify the beneficiaries and they will be enrolled under the program. Or even the people, the non-literates who wants to be part of this particular program, they can also register themselves directly through the mobile application. ठीक है, either as a government official, I'll go to door to door to identify beneficiary, to tell them about the scheme, to enroll them under the program. Or if I am a non-literate and I got to know about the program, I can just directly do that from the mobile app. Now if you look at the official guideline also, or if you look at the latest PIB news, there everywhere just mobile app has been given. Okay, they have not specified the name here. However, they have said that whatever be the teaching and learning material that will be there, ठीक है, it can be taken from the Diksha portal app. So this Diksha app, it is there of Government of India, where all the, you can say, especially of the NCERT books and other books which can be modified according to the program. For example, if you are under New India Literacy Program, definitely there is some column for that. ठीक है, so Diksha is a portal where all the you can say the material that is required, the books that are required, the material or the source that is required, everything is mentioned and you can take the benefit of it. ठीक है, तो Diksha एक portal app है. From there you can access the learning material and even the teaching material as well. ठीक है, तो that was all about this particular scheme. It was I tried to make the session short. Okay, again this was the news. So एक 2-day मेला हुआ था, ठीक है, about this, and it talked about that how the literacy has gone up and all such, like generic, it's a generic news that is there, not specific points to memorize. ठीक है, and these are the toppers of the last 2 sessions, these being from the Mishti scheme. ठीक है, we have Shubham, we have Lucifer who said the right answer, and then we have Kinshuk Kinera saying the right answer, Madhuri said the right answer, Hansal Glass did not say the right answer, Hansal said the right answer, we have Deva saying the right answer, Kashish saying the right answer, Harsh saying the right answer, Ayush saying the right answer, then we have Muni, we have Toxic, how to join Zoom. Okay, we are not taking in Zoom, we are taking live on YouTube only. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. We have the live classes. Pankaj, welcome. We have Rahul, yes, that said the right answer. So Janya said the right answer. Ashish said the right answer. Then Ayush saying the right answer, Gautam saying the right answer. Thank you, Gautam. Then we have Ankit and Juhi saying the right answer. And these are the toppers of the last session of the livestock mission. Ankit saying the right answer. Ankit, I think you got the wrong option, because option number E is the right answer. ठीक है, तो Durga said the right answer, Ritika said the right answer, Siddharth, we have Mamta saying the right answer, then we have Nitya saying the right answer, Pankaj said the right, Pankaj also got confused. ठीक है, इसमें confusion का कोई बात नहीं थी, all were the objectives of the scheme. Karan said the right answer. Okay, Muskan, I'll make the next session on that. ठीक है, definitely on Wednesday. Ria said the right answer. Then apart from that, we have Glass saying not the right answer, however welcome, and Chaudhary saying the right answer, user said the right answer. ठीक है, अब क्या है, I'll be taking questions. I can see there are some questions, and all right, so one thing I want to say that on Wednesday I'll be taking on Samriddhi scheme, ठीक है, मत्स्य किसान समृद्धि सह योजना, okay, but on Friday I'll be having a revision session. ठीक है, let's take a revision session. I am thinking to now take a revision session after at the end of every month, right? So that it's not just reading that is happening, but a quick revision also happening, right? So on Friday, Wednesday, I'll be taking this particular video. I'm giving you some time so that you can revise all the scheme that we have done on in the February month. Okay, not in March. In March we have covered from now 2 schemes we have covered. I'll not be taking that. Just of the February month we'll be covering on Friday. We'll having a revision session. ठीक है? So that we are going to do. I can see Pratul. Okay, good morning Pratul. Good morning Shubham. Sairam. Good morning Jeevan. Is this scheme implementing in all states? Yes, Jeevan. There is no specificity that I can find on PIB or the guideline where they have mentioned any exclusive the states that are not included, or maybe the some specific state. There is no such mention, so it is implementing in all the states. Adit, good morning. We have Sakshi is asking something. Ma'am, I've been watching your scheme session since past 2 months and making notes, but I hear some people make Excel sheet for schemes, so I'm confused. Sakshi, no, Sakshi, it's all about what suits them in terms of reading and revising. If making notes suits you best, you follow that approach, you would not be having any problem. All right, so that is all in this particular video. Okay, if you have any doubt, any query, please write it down, I'll reply. And if you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know. I'll make a session on that. And on Friday again we'll be having a revision session. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so again, all the very best for your examination. We'll meet again with another video. Until then, all the very best for your examination, and thank you.